I've been with I've been with Zaya since December of 2017. I did not join Zaya for any of the reasons that Leah did. In fact, I did not know why I joined Zaya. I was 9 months postpartum with our daughter, and somebody found me on Instagram, and I've always loved fitness, so I've always shared about fitness. Um, and she found me on Instagram, and she was like, "Hey, my name's Christy Tagger. I'm a rep for Zaya. I think you'd love this. Check it out." And I just thought, cool, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I could have a link and I could sell workout clothes that I'm wearing anyway. And this might be like a cool thing to do. I had made the decision at 36 weeks with her that I didn't want to go back to work. The jobs that I had at the time were part-time, and I would have been just paying somebody to watch our daughter. And we are so transient. For the last 4 years, we've moved once a year. Actually, Japan is the longest we will ever live somewhere. So it's been really cool to, looking back at that whole journey, starting something that's so mobile and so independent. Obviously, I think this is the greatest gig in the world for a military spouse, but I also think this is such a cool opportunity for someone who may not know. Like they might not know what they want to do with this, And I think that's the best starting point and the best attitude you can really have is just not going too hard on yourself and being like, I need to have a reason why I'm going to come in guns blazing, but you do just have to start. Our team is massive now. I think we just passed 15,000 people that are on our team, which I didn't even know until I looked at the end of yesterday. And that's in what me and Leah started together. That's in 2.5 years, almost 3 years together doing this. Leah is one of my top reps on the team. So I don't really think I need to talk too long because she'll say it better than me, but we are going to kick it off. So I'm going to let her get started with our agenda. I'll pull up my text message with you so I can
I
see
did.
it.
I just texted an agenda over as I was eating some avocado sushi. So it's real professional, which is good to know that you don't have to be super polished all the time in this business. It doesn't have to be that way, which is great. But also Ellie is presidential level in Zaya, which I think there's 2 or 3 people at that level, which is really incredible. So to have her as a resource has been a lot of fun just because she has had so much knowledge and experience, whether she was ready for it or not. She did a really good job with it and has handled all of that growth well. I always think it's amazing because in any other business, if you had that much growth that quickly, I just don't think we give it enough credit. I don't think anybody gives this business enough credit, really. And I think Zaya is one of the main organizations within the network marketing industry that is really changing that stigma. We've just got a different culture, and you guys will feel that, I promise, as you continue in your journey. So first and foremost, welcome. Congratulations. We're super pumped you're here. I remember the beginning days so well. I was scared as shit. Sorry, probably shouldn't swear. But so first of all, there was something that came out that you guys probably saw or your sponsor shared with you called Double Your Rank Bonus, and it looks like this. I wouldn't worry about this too much in the beginning today, but this is a really cool promotion that Zaya put out for any rep who joined in the month of September or who's joining this month. So basically it's taking the bonus that you would get for hitting junior rep, senior rep, and or director and doubling it. Which is pretty cool. So the junior rep bonus is 50, it doubles to 100. Senior rep is 75, doubles to 150. Director is 100, that doubles to 200. And if you double rank advance, you get both junior and senior. So I don't want to focus on that too much because I think in the beginning, it's really important just to keep it kind of simple. So Ellie and I we pretty much coach the same way that in the beginning, there's really 3 things that you need to focus on. Besides being excited, kind of having a why. And when I started, I had a very strong why. It's because I just didn't want to go back to what I was doing, but I also didn't want to go back to bartending and leaving my house a lot, or not back to bartending, but something that would cover income. I wanted to be able to do it from my house. So my why was very strong when I started, but it's also changed and it evolves. So don't feel like you have to have this massive, beautiful put together story because it's going to change and really you're just starting it. So maybe be aware, like have some awareness if somebody asks you why you joined. Maybe it's just because I loved the clothes, or my friend does it. She's a ton of fun, so I wanted to give it a shot. Be genuine about it, but it certainly doesn't have to be like some beautiful novel, and it will evolve. So the next three things that we teach is like keeping it super simple. So let me start by saying you're going to come in and you are going to be on team pages and you are going to be on the website and you're going to see all different things and all different numbers. And you're going to be like, well, man, I'm going to have a party. What if someone needs to exchange, or they have a return, or how do I read my back office? Like, don't worry about any of that right now. Take any of that you have on your mind and clear your brain of it, and allow that brain space to take in the simple things that we're going to share with you, because those are all things that will teach you, and your sponsor will teach you as you go along. So like I always tell people, don't worry about an exchange until you have your first exchange. Like, don't bother to watch a video on it. Call me when you have your first exchange. We'll walk through it together and then you'll know. But don't, and this is one thing that I'll let Ellie touch on because she's really, really well articulated in it, but you don't have to, this isn't about perfectionism. Don't get caught up in trying to make everything perfect and know all the details, because that's just going to kind of slow you down and bog you down a little bit. So the first three things that we tell people are, number one, schedule your launch party. We always try to tell people to do that within like the first 3 days of your business, is to schedule your launch party. Don't wait. Get a date on the calendar and schedule it. Talk to your sponsor, and they should reach out to you about that right away, but say, hey, this is my plan. And you guys, it's set up beautifully for you right now because it's October 1st, which means you can have your launch party right away and then maximize the rest of the month. Okay. So scheduling your launch party and just getting that date on the calendar is number one. Number two is personalizing your website. And there's a lot of videos on that. I can screen share it really quickly and show you guys how to do that as well. Personalizing your website takes about 2 minutes, and it's just going to allow you to make the URL of the Zaya shopping page more personalized to you. It takes like 2 minutes. And then number three is setting up your event in your back office so that you can actually get your launch started. So when you have your launch party, it does require you to go in the back office and create a party. And I can show you guys how to do that, to create an event. The first time it seems overwhelming, and then it becomes like you can do it in your sleep. But that event is going to be created so that you can share that link in your Facebook group when you're having this party, and people can click on it, they'll purchase, and all of those orders will go underneath that event. So a really cool thing that you may or may not know is that during your launch party, you are not only the rep earning commissions on the orders that are being placed, but you're also able to bank up all the rewards as a hostess would. So not only are you going to be making the commissions on this event, but you're also going to get all of those rewards. So if your launch party does $600, you're going to get 2 items half off and a $65 credit. You could keep that open. And if you have random orders that come in through like your VIP page, which is kind of a second step, so we won't go there tonight, but typically we take that launch party, and after it's wrapped up, we just change that group to our VIP page, and that's where you'll share like Wednesday releases, any promos, do live videos, outfits of the day, really like add value to your customer base and make that VIP community and space your own. But again, don't worry about that for now. We're really just focused on the launch party. So you can keep it open and try to get it to 1,000, but you not only do you get this 25% rep discount, but if you are actively selling, you can accumulate all these rewards. Like I usually don't buy stuff unless I have half off items. Sometimes if I'm like in the car, I'll pay full price because I know I'm going to earn commission on it, but you always have that opportunity, which is really, really cool. So you get to be the host and the rep in that first event, that first launch party, which I think is great. I'm going to pull up my back office really quickly and show you guys. I should be logged in. A couple of 2 of those things that I just mentioned about setting up your event and personalizing your website. If I can log in right now. Okay, it's loading. So I'm going to let that load. And in the meantime, I want to share with you guys something that we learned yesterday. We had a Zaya executive, they call it an above call with corporate. So every once in a while, Zach Bradley, who is the president, will lead just kind of a smaller call with a couple leaders and share just kind of what's going on, give us a pulse of what's happening in the company. So September, of course, was a huge month for us. There was a lot of people that enrolled in the month of September. And what I want to make sure that all of you know, because typically when you start, a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know, other people are doing it. Like there's always this like a little bit of like angst to really want to like go do things really big and really fast. What I can tell you guys right now with like the utmost confidence is that you 100% are in the right place at the right time with the right company. And I know that for sure. I'm so confident in that. Where Zaya is going, our growth, the projected growth that we have, we're about to enter some hyper growth phases. You are in such a cool place right now. And if you can kind of take that mentality and pair it with being really excited about what you're doing, like being very excited about the close. Your job right now, outside of some of these little transactional things we're going to show you, is to be excited about your business, to be excited about the close, and to tell people about it. To get as many people as you can in your bubble sharing why you're excited about it, just genuinely and authentically sharing your excitement. And that's going to naturally attract people. It's going to attract your customer base and future business partners if you're here to build a team. But that's really what your focus should be right now. So, okay, let me share my screen quick. Okay. So if you go over here and go click under events, this is going to show you guys how actually we should do the personalization first. Well, we'll do this because we're here. So to create your first event, if you go click on events, it's going to bring you to this screen. For any event that you currently have open is going to be showing in here. To create a new one, click online party. And it's going to bring you some of these details. So you're going to want to enter the date that the event is starting and then the closing date. One really cool thing about this back office feature is that you can go in and adjust. You can only have an event open for 30 days, but you can make adjustments. So if you have it open from October 1st to the 30th and you want to extend it, you can go in there and extend these dates. Starting time and ending time, you do have to fill in. I just typically put in whatever populates. So let's say I want this one open until my launch is open through next Friday. So I'm going to put that for now. I'll click whatever time populates in there because that doesn't necessarily matter. Usually if I have my event starting, like let's say my launch party is going to start on Thursday or on, I'm so confused, on the 3rd. I would start it on like the 1st or the 2nd, just so the link is up and ready to go. Description, I'm going to put something like Leah Zaya launch event or Leah Zaya. I love using pop-up shop. You guys will hear that a lot. That's a really popular one. 2 buttons that you always want to make sure are clicked. And there's videos on this, you guys, too, so don't feel overwhelmed. But you always want to make sure allow shopping is on, because then when you go to your actual website, people will see the event that they can shop for. And show on your site. So those are the 2, show on your site and allow shopping. Just make sure that those 2 are always checked and that they're always on. Then down here, it's going to ask you for the host information. So I'm going to enter my email because I'm the host. I'm going to create a password for it, whatever you want your password to be. And then I'm going to enter my information, first name, last name. And this is really nice because when you go to close the party, then all of this is going to populate. So all of the rewards will get shipped directly to the address that you enter in here. So you enter this, and I'll put it in here for you guys. All my personal information. If you want to come check out where I live, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to have to enter a password. Email. Okay, let's see if I got them all. So you go to update and continue. And this next screen is going to show you, you have to go through this next part about invitation. So the system wants you to create an invitation because the system thinks it's going to send out the invites when in reality it's not. You're going to be reaching out to people individually. And you just save it, and then that's it. So then when you go to your shopping site, and you click shop, it is going to show down here. So this is the one that I just created. This is the link then that you can send or you can post in your launch party. This is a link that you can send to friends. You can text them a link if they're not on Facebook. But this is the link then that you can share with anybody and everybody about the party. So that's how you create the event. And again, there's tons of videos on that, so don't feel overwhelmed. And then the last thing that I want to show you guys is, I don't know, is anything super personal going to pop up under account, Ellie? That's not what I want though. Okay, my profile.
Go to my profile.
So go to my profile, and then you're going to go, this is where all of your information is, like your banking information that's already in there. You go to my website information, you can click personalize, and you can enter. So like way long ago, I did /Wisconsin. I did upload a photo so that in my shopping site, I have a photo in there. But that's how you do that. So you just literally click personalize and you make it whatever you want. You can choose your name, your last name, whatever you're comfortable with. Click update profile, and that's it. So like when I go to my shopping website, this is what I'm typing in. So that is how you do that. It's pretty simple, and I don't want to get into too many like nitty-gritty details. Yes, Brianna, those were the US host rewards when I talked about the 600. Yes, and Canada's are different. So I'm gonna turn it over to Ellie for a second to chat a little bit about keeping it simple in the beginning and what that looks like. So just to recap, you guys, if you want to write this down, number 1, personalize your or schedule your launch party. Number 2, personalize your website. And number 3, create an event in your back office. Then you're just going to go on Facebook and create your group and start telling people, inviting people, letting people know. If you are on the Grow and Celebrate page up in the search bar, you can type the words attraction marketing, and you're going to see a lot of different sample posts of things that you can put on like your Facebook to announce your business. If you're not sure how you want to announce your business, you're not quite comfortable, do some research on that page or reach out to your sponsor, but make sure you're announcing your business too, because it's really important at this point. Your job is to sell and share. And there's a lot of ways to do that. But again, we don't want you to get too tied up in that. So L, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. That is so good. And if you want to take just a couple minutes and chat a little bit about keeping it simple and what your like main tips would be, that would be great.
Yeah. I love that quote. I don't remember. My husband said it to me once, but I don't remember what it's from. I just feel like it's important to say that to somebody who's new, even if you're not new, because I feel like you can catch yourself in a sort of rat race of like getting on the training calls, which is great. You guys are here. Amazing. But sometimes people will prioritize jumping on calls and joining groups and watching training videos and I don't know, courses or whatever else you can do online these days. And a lot of people will allow that to be them working. And sometimes you're just better off jumping in and figuring it out. And I know that that covers a small group of people, me being one of them. I'm not very detail oriented. I don't read instructions. I don't follow recipes. Like that's just sort of how I've always been. And I know some people are such the opposite. So me saying that is like easier said than done sometimes, but these businesses they're not hard. We make them hard. We find ways to like hold ourselves back. And if you're brand new, like if you just started, the last thing that you want to create momentum in your business is to spend time worrying about, well, what does QPV mean? And do I need Instagram and Facebook? And what social media should I use? And what should my name be here? And what should all this stuff be? And what colors should I use? And should I have a logo? And do I need a perfect backdrop. Like, you guys are in my bedroom. This is where I do this work. Like, you don't need all this stuff. And so if you catch yourself joining every Facebook group that you see the word Zaya related to, or if you catch yourself feeling overwhelmed, I just want to like caution you to ask yourself, am I flooding myself with too much information right now? And is any of it, do I need any of it? Because the reality is all you guys need to do to start this business is just to start sharing it. My first photos, like, I scroll back often through my Instagram. Lately, I've been doing it because I was like, how long does it take me to get back into my regular clothes after having a baby? Like, that's what I've been looking at. But I scrolled way back on my Instagram. And if you saw it now, you'd be like, oh, it's really pretty. Your pictures all have like the same filter and all this stuff. And it looks like you know what you're doing, which is cool. But if you like scroll back to when I started this business, when I had the most growth in my business, I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment with a baby who was just learning how to walk. We had an English bulldog. We had no space, like none. Her crib was in our bedroom. I did live videos in our bedroom with a mirror, some standing mirror. But I was excited. Every time I got an outfit in the mail, I would do a live video and I would be like, I don't even know what this thing is called. Like, I don't even know what the name of this tank top is, but it's red and it looks really cute and I love it for this. And here's how I would recommend sizing. And, I'm a mom, so like, it's great to throw something on and sort of look put together and, all the just like stuff that you would say. And so I want to just reiterate, I don't really have anything like earth shattering to say, but that's how this thing got started. Like, it wasn't anything exponentially, I don't know, I didn't come in here with like a background in network marketing. I went to a wildlife and forestry college for business. Like, I didn't come in here with, like some elaborate education on like how to be a great network marketer. But I showed up every day. Every day I did a video. Every day I would share what I was wearing, even if just the top was Zaya. Like, even if just I was wearing a tank top for my starter kit. And when I started, we didn't get to pick our sizes. So the stuff didn't all fit me. My starter kit came with like random sizes, random things, like, and you just made it work. And so I would just show stuff all the time. And as I would close out parties, I showed up every day. And that's how people learned about what I was doing. So rather than me being like, I need a Facebook group, I need a Facebook business page, I need an Instagram account, I like picked the platform that I could be consistent on. And I went there every day and I would post a picture and people would be like, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. But there's this brand new company, which it at the time it was the same year that it started. There's this brand new company. I'm a representative for it. I'm pretty sure you can do this too. I don't have all the answers to your questions, but we'll figure it out. And that's how it got started. I used to do team calls with 3 people. So if you're brand new, I just want to like encourage that side of it, because you might start sharing something and you might have somebody say, I want to do that too. And you'd be like, I didn't mean for you to say that to me. I was just trying to show you the clothes. I didn't like want to recruit somebody. I'm not ready. I don't know the answers. But the reality is like, it's okay. Like, all of us, my top leaders in the organization are the first 5 people who joined me, and we all just figured it out. And now they're at the top of the company. They're in a very tiny percentage of what people are doing here. And that's because I feel like we lived by that. Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. We didn't consume ourselves with all the stuff, and social media can be very distracting. So all you have to do is literally create your website so that like is your name and your picture and kind of looks semi like put together, and just start sharing it. If you make a post and it doesn't get any likes, who cares? The next day, make your next post and share something that you're wearing in your starter kit. Share an unboxing that you're doing. Let people know if they're like, oh, that's really cute. Like, what are you doing? And you're going to be like, I don't know what to say now. Just be like, I just became a representative with Zaya Active. I am a representative for an activewear company. If you don't want to say the name, I don't know. Some people are weird about that. But that's my go-to. I'm a rep for an activewear company. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but you have to share it, and you have to share often. often. Like I have people who will message me now on Instagram who are like, Ellie, I'm so proud of you. You know, like friends who don't shop with me, they didn't join my team, but they've watched me do the same thing for 3 years in an industry that typically people will like fizzle out on. So just figure out a way, you know, like when you get your kit or even before that, I've had reps join and they start sharing their link before they even have the product. Mm-hmm. Find a way to like announce to the world you are opening your virtual brick and mortar, because that's what you're doing. You just got handed the keys to a business, and no, it's not a building. No, you don't have to get in your car and drive there, but you got to let people know you're open for business in some way, shape, or form. And it may not be beautiful at first, but do you guys know anybody who owns a business who would tell you every day is la la land? I'm guessing they wouldn't. So imagine you got handed the keys, you're open for business, and you have to tell people. And there's so many ways you can do that. You guys are in all different communities, you're in all different cities, you're in all different states, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on whatever else there is right now. I don't really know where I was going to go with that, Leah.
I think it's perfect. I think your point is very clear and it's coming across very good. I also went to a wild forestry in college for business. So
for real, we would come home from class and there would be like, Leah and I went to college together. We were college roommates. We would come home from class and there would be dead ducks like spread out in front of our dorm room. Like that's what people did. They went duck hunting and like cleaned their animals in the basement of our dorms.
It was really incredible. And so here we are.
Look at us now. Things are on the up.
We've learned to be very versatile. And I think that is what has helped in our side journey, is that you just become resilient to stuff, you know? Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up, you guys, because it's 8:33 and I love that we are staying on time. Thank you, Ellie, you guys, all of that. And I know that there hasn't been like a do this tonight and do this at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning and do this at 10 o'clock, because that stuff, although it's helpful, if you don't start really with like the approach that we're kind of talking about tonight, like this is going to set like the baseline for your business. And I did ask some of my leaders like what their number one tip would be. So I'm just going to run through these really quick, and then I'm going to tell you guys a couple of things that you should follow. So maybe in the next 24 hours, share your goals with your sponsor. Maybe it's to hit junior rep and earn that double bonus. And you may not know what that entails exactly, but they'll help you. If you don't feel like you're getting all the support and resources that you need, reach out to your next upline. You guys have an army of people who are here to help you. Like, I mean, an army of people who are here to help you. Okay. Be consistent. So figure out somebody that has had success in this business. That might be your sponsor, it might be somebody else, whomever it is. And just follow what they did. Like, don't recreate the wheel. Add your own value and be genuine and make it your own and have a lot of fun with it, but don't try to recreate the wheel, because there is somewhat of a model to success. So just make sure that, coupled with following the things that you need to do every day and that consistency in reach outs and booking 3 to 4 events a month, that coupled with putting your own spin on it and making it a lot of fun, that is what's going to get you guys where you want to go. Don't be afraid to ask people to host parties. Posting and praying is something that a lot of people are very guilty about in network marketing. You can't just post and pray that someone's going to respond, or you can't just post in your releases and hope sales are going to come in. It really does take, like anything in life, people don't necessarily just want to be sold. So make sure that you're reaching out to people. Ask people to host for you. Ask them to host a business to help get, or a party to get your business off the ground. Ask them to have a discussion or at least hear you out about your new venture. Go live. And I know going live can be really scary. If you've never done that before, record yourself a couple of times and post that. And when you're comfortable, go live. But going live gets 17 times more views. If you are going to start talking to people about this business opportunity, one thing that we learned at Summit from one of the guest speakers is that talking to people face-to-face, so it's a little hard right now with all the craziness, but even a Zoom call counts, like something face-to-face, you're 34 times more likely to close whatever conversation you're having when you can have access to like somebody's face. mostly because you're talking about them a lot more than yourself. Because when you're behind a screen, you talk about I and me a lot more. So if you can be in front of people, if you can meet someone for a cup of coffee to tell them what you're doing. When I started, I wrote down 10 people I wanted to do this business with, and I met with every single one of them. I had a baby in tow. I didn't know what I was talking about, but my excitement, my genuine excitement about this company, which I still have right now today, we're growing more now today than we have in the last 2.5 years that I've been here. Mattered, and that helped. So if you can do that, otherwise get on a Zoom call, get on a FaceTime call, at least get on the phone if you can. Follow the process of others who've had success before you. And then one thing that I would tell you guys, stay in your own lane. Remember why you came. You're going to see people going in all different directions in this business, but stay in your own lane. That's a big one. Lastly, follow on Instagram, Zaya Active and Zaya Family. So Zaya Active is open to anybody. Zaya Family is specifically for reps. So you do have to get approved. I think it'll take 10 minutes. But Zaya Family is incredible because that's going to be all of the live reviews of our new products. So on Wednesdays, when we have new releases, Zaya Active will post pictures right away. But then Zaya Family is going to have Brenda Bradley, who is one of the owners. She is going to be live in the stories showing you guys how everything fits. She's an extra small, so she's usually in an extra small, which I'm not an extra small, but she wears it really well and she's adorable in it. She's going to show all the new releases there. So she might say this fits true to size. These leggings, there are luxe, so size down. Again, don't worry about any of that stuff. Please don't worry about any of that detail stuff right now, but follow Zaya Family because they have a ton of great information. I also encourage people, and you can work with your sponsor on this, I think lifestyle or real life photos of people in the clothes, pictures of you in the clothes. Even if it's a pair of light tights, you're like, hey, I have one pair of light and tights and I don't have money to invest in this right now until I get it up off the ground. Put your black light and tights on and say, these just released in red today. And I want to show you about the stitching and how high they come up. You can be so creative. You don't need all the inventory. I own less inventory probably than anybody at my level or above. Not that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I wear the
I
same.
bet you have more than I do.
That's probably true. That is probably true. But you haven't also bought in the last 9 months because you're.
My stuff, this is a closet that my husband and I share. It's all my real clothes and Zaya clothes and his clothes are in there.
That's true.
I
You don't
hardly
know that
own
either.
anything.
So you don't
That's
have
a really good point though, because when you start, people just want to shop and shop and shop and shop and shop. And that's cool for Zaya, but not for your bank account.
Yeah, run it like a business. Run it like a business, treat it like a business. Make your investment back. I don't know, I guess with the gift card, I've never done the math, but so let's just say it's $295 to enroll. Who cares about the gift card?
If you use the gift card, if you do it through an event, you're making $40 with the $200 gift card.
I think it used to be $1,300 in sales will get you $364 in commission. So that's not the exact number. I don't have it written down to earn back what you invested in your kit, but you could do the math with your sponsor or whomever. But be smart about that. So the last thing I was going to mention to you guys, and don't be on a ton of pages, but there is a cool page called Zaya Marketing and Designs that does have a lot of real life photos that you can also join, and that's just a Facebook group. So look into those, reach out to your sponsor. You guys ask a lot of questions. Don't ever feel nervous to ask questions. Bombard whomever you need to with questions, and don't get too caught up in details. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to myself or your sponsor and we'll make sure to get them answered. Otherwise, check the Grow and Celebrate page. There's a lot of resources on there, but really just for now, focus on sharing and telling people what you're doing in your launch party. Don't ever look further than 6 days in this business, because eventually it's going to be 6 months and then you get to look up and be like, holy crap, I've come a long way. Just put one foot in front of the other for now and have so much fun, you guys. It's so much fun. It really is a blast. Okay, so, thanks, Elle. You put them in there. Yes. First thing to do, announce what you're doing and then do it again and again and again. Yep, 100%. And we'll do more of these. Probably next week, we'll do another new rep training that maybe has a little more like in-depth stuff, like after your launch party. And we'll continue to have a lot of these resources out there, and they'll always be recorded. So you'll have access to a lot of stuff. But anyways, it's 8:41. That's 11 minutes over. If you guys have questions, you can go ahead and reach out to me personally. I'd be happy to answer them. Elle, thanks for hanging out with us. Okay, you guys, if you need anything, let us know. Otherwise, have a really good October. Have a great start to whatever you're doing this first week in the business, and just have a lot of fun with it. Okay, thanks, guys.